Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
Good evening. Good evening to you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so let us start. Okay, so how are you today?
Let's see. Today I am fine. Wait.
You are fine.
Okay, I'm fine today. Actually, today, this morning I have a midterm test. Actually, and it's pretty good. Actually, I have to say that.
Oh, wow.
But today
Congrats.
we also have a special episode. So
Tonight.
um I about 8:45 today at exactly 8:45. So just uh leave early a minute or maybe 30 seconds maybe.
Mm. Okay, so no problem. I can adjust on that. Okay, so let's start quickly so that we won't be short of time. Okay, so today we will gonna have the writing part. Okay. Okay, so this one. Okay, so have you ever been to a hospital? Have you ever been to a hospital?
Actually many times, but my mother and my brother have has been gone to the hospital much time than me because first one my mother nearly have a this type of thing. I think this is so popular. Do you know this one? HIV.
Mm, yes.
My mother nearly, sick because of this virus, and my mom and my brother about 2 weeks ago, my brother was bumped his head on the stairs and he's got blooded. It
Oh,
is still on this forehead, but he's fine right now, and he has to go to the hospital for 2 days actually.
oh, so your brother was admitted at the hospital for two
But
days.
it's very lucky that first of all, my mom is a friend of my doctor's hospital, so my doctors don't pay for it. And the second one that the heart the blood here is we're not going to bandage it because it's not too deep.
Mm. Oh, okay. So it's not too deep, too deep. So no need to um underwent a surgery before. Okay. Now, let's have the part one questions 1 to 5. So here are some sentences about visiting a hospital. So for each question, complete the second sentence so that it
Come
means the
on,
same as
I'm
the
a little bit worried
first.
about this.
Mhm. Okay, so you can write only the missing words on your answer sheet. So for example, the nurse's home is behind the hospital. So the hospital is in front the nurse's home. Okay. Preposition. Let's learn about the prepositions of places. What are prepositions of places?
Um, I don't really sure, but I think it is um in, on, under, between, behind, or something.
Yes, near, opposite. Okay. So number one. Okay. So why do we use preposition of place? Okay, you read number one.
We use prepositions of place in front of a noun or a pronoun to say where something or someone is. For example, on the table, under some books, in front of you, next to that, at home.
Okay, so we use preposition of place to identify the exact place of a thing or someone. Okay, so some prepositions of place are in, at, and on. Bigyan mo na eh. Oh, wait, di. Okay, so what are the prepositions of place? Okay, so use in to say something inside a larger box. Okay, so in the box, in the city, in my study. Okay, so use at with the place or point. So at the station, at work, at the door. Okay, so note the following use of the preposition at, in, and on. Okay, so in at, so there's a lot of ways on how to use at. Okay, so you read. What are those? What are those?
Um, can you say again?
Okay, so what are the usage of at? We are on this part.
Okay, wait. Used to use in place. For example, where's Joe? He's at the doctor. The top or the bottom of. Look at the exercise at the top of the page. The end of. The post office is at the end of the street.
Okay, so that's the and at. Okay, at the place. He's at the doctor's. Okay, how about in?
In for a city or a country, they live in Paris. A taxi, the car. Let's go to the station in a taxi or in a car. The north, the south, the east, the west. They live in the west of the country. The corner, lesson in the corner. The center, there are a lot of shops in the center of the town.
Okay, so there are a lot of in, so that means it's inside. And how about on? How about on?
On the top or bottom shelf, the presents on the top shelf of the cupboard. The bus, plane, or train, the passengers are on the train. The ground, first, second, top floor. His apartment is on the first floor. The left, the right is the second door on the left. TV, there's a good program on TV tonight. That's true.
Okay. So now, how about number four? We don't use the after the preposition in some expressions. So, for example, at home. So, we don't use at the home. Okay, at home, at school, at college, in bed. So, some more prepositions of places are. Okay, what are those? What are the other prepositions?
Some more prepositions of place are under, above, below, opposite, in front of, behind, next to, between, outside, nearby, and inside.
Okay, so under the books, above the clouds, below the clouds, opposite the house, in front of him, behind him, next to the photos, and etc. Okay, so this one. Okay, so we already discussed this one. Okay, so now you may start writing Okay, so are you ready with that?
Yes.
Okay, so now I will read the first sentence and you will read the second one. Okay, so my appointment with Dr. Gibson is at 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock, I'm having an appointment with Dr. Gibson.
Okay, going to have. It's going to have. It's because having is a present continuous. Going to have is a future tense. It will happen in the future. Having is happening now. Okay. The office is Dr. Gibson's.
This office belongs to Dr. Gibson.
Correct. So Dr. Gibson told me to take off my shoes and socks.
Dr. Gibbons says, please take your shoes and socks off.
Okay, so it would be a good idea to take more exercise.
You really need to take more exercise.
Okay, so I was given some information about a local gym.
The hospital gave me some information about a local gym.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's continue. Now, part two, question six. So, you have received some good news and want to tell your friend in Australia about it. So, write an email to your friend. In your email, you should explain your good news, say how you feel it, ask about your friend's family. Again, you have received some good news and want to tell your friend in Australia about it. So you have to write an email to your friend. In your email, you should explain your good news, say how you feel about it, ask about your friends and family. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, so you may write it now. Okay, so are you ready with that?
Yes, I think. Wait a little bit. I have to change a little bit. I think it's by now.
Okay, so now you read.
Hello, Danny. I have some good news for you that I've just received five. Come on, wrong spelling again. 5 minutes ago, I was in the first place of a competition all over Vietnam. When I received that message, I felt so happy and surprised. I can't believe that I can get a perfect score on the test. My family enjoyed a big party to celebrate it too. And how about you? Your family and your friends are still fine? Do you win any competition that you surprise as well? I can't wait to see your message. Best regards, Daniel.
Okay, wait. Okay, so the first one I noticed here is the I. Okay, you mentioned ago, so that means it happens in the past. I guess it should be I had just, okay, received 5 minutes ago. Okay, so because I have means in the auxiliary verb that used in the present tense. I was in the first place of the competition. When I received that message, I felt the case correct because it happens ago. So happy and surprised. Okay, so it should be the past form. I can't believe that I can get a perfect score on the test. My family enjoyed big party to celebrate it. Okay, and how about you? Are your family or your friends are still fine? Do you win any competition that you surprise as well? That okay makes you surprise as well, or made you surprise as well. I can't wait to see your message. Best regards, Danielle. Okay, take note on that. Take note the tenses, the verb. Okay, so think of some good news. Okay, so the task specific mark scheme, so the email should incorporate the following points: explanation of the good news, feelings about the good news. Okay, so you already explained that. So inquiry about friends, family. Okay, so now you read the sample answer.
Hi, how are you? Yesterday was informed that I passed an examination so I can go to upper class. I had been worried about the examination, but finally I could pass. I could not believe it. How about you? Is there anything special? How are your parents? It is a long time since I last met them. Please send my regards to them. Come on, this is a Vietnamese name. Actually, if I spell it correctly in Vietnamese, her name is Diệu Linh. But I try to figure it out when I read it in English. Would be I just worry that when I read this, it will change the meaning. Diệu Linh.
Yeah, that's a Vietnamese name. Okay, it's fine. No problem with that. Okay, so let's have the part three. It's English time. Do you like learning English?
Oh my God. This is the I like this subject most because I can learn a lot of things, and actually I have a fun time at English classes with my teacher actually.
Okay. Okay, so now let's have this one. So, question seven. So, this is part of a letter you received from a friend. Okay, I'm glad you like learning English. Your teacher sounds really nice, and your friends do too. So, tell me all about your English classes. Okay, so now write a letter to your pen friend. Okay, so you have to tell about your English classes. Okay, you may start writing.
Wait, you previous that's so fast. Can I read again the
Okay, yes.
mm, okay, it's fine now.
Okay. Okay, tell me if you are done.
Can I read it?
Okay, so now you read.
Hi Alice, thanks for asking me about English classes in Vietnam. I've waited this question so long to answer it. I like learning English very much, so that's why any English lessons makes me feel very happy each time I study about it. My teacher is beautiful, kind, and smart too. My students love learning English as well, even though they are learning in math classes. In English classes, we started by a warm-up game as usually, then we learn lots of things such as conditions, comparisons, etc. I love English lessons very much. Even though we just have 4 English lessons in a week, but we still have a good time with our teachers. How about you? Do you like learning English? Are your teacher and your friends like English as well? How are your English classes? I can't wait to see your message. Best regards, Daniel.
Okay. I had. Okay. I have waited. Okay, it should be ed. I have waited this question for so long to answer it. I like learning English very much. That's why. As usually or as usual, etc. Or we can say and a lot more. And a lot more. Okay, very good. Okay, so great. Do you know that on this part you just had minimal errors? Okay, wow, amazing. Okay, congratulations on that. Okay, so of course, the buddies, the English teachers, classmates, activities. Okay, so you mentioned there those activities you had done at school. Okay, so closing, of course, we already talked about this one. And the signatures. Okay, so here is a sample answer that got 5 points. Okay, okay, so you read.
Dear Peter, I'm writing this letter to tell you about my English teacher and my English classes. I'm very interested in learning English because it is useful for my future job. My teacher comes from Australia. His name is Peter. He has worked as a volunteer teacher in Vietnam since 2009. In his late 30s, he is tall and handsome. He has a deep love for his students and a good method of teaching English. There are 30 students in my English class. They come from different provinces in the north of Vietnam. Although they are not very good at English, they study very hard. They always participate in all the class activities and share ideas with the teacher. I love my English teacher and classes because they bring me respect and success. By Manuel. Oh, I love to read English names more than Vietnamese names.
Oh, why? What's the difference? I mean, you used to it.
First of all, you have to know that English names are shorter, much shorter than Vietnamese names. And the second one that if I translate the English name to the Vietnamese name, it's easier than translate Vietnamese name for the English pronunciation. Is pretty hard. But I know that's I don't like English names at some points, such as um, like hard writing and mispronounce of some words actually. For example, if I read a long last name, maybe
Oh.
they will have a mistake.
Oh, okay.
But in Vietnam, the last names are always in a order because in Vietnam, most of people in Vietnam are in a specific last name, but not in England or some English countries. They the like the last names are mm, they are very different and it's very hard to remember. But in Vietnam, there are few last names, so that's why we feel so happy when we remember them, and they are very
Mm.
short as well. So some things I like to read Vietnamese names, but something I like to read English names.
Oh, yes. Okay. And it's more easy to say the English name rather the other the other names from different countries. It's because it's hard to pronounce it. Okay, so since you asked me about the special episode you're going to watch tonight, okay, so we will gonna stop on that part, and we will gonna continue it in the next meeting so that you can still have time to prepare for that special episode of yours. Okay. Okay, so I won't hold you long. Okay, so thank you so much, Daniel. Have a good night. Bye bye.